Hi, welcome back to Maria's Kitchen. Guess what I'm making today? One of my personal favorites ever since I was a little girl. We used to go to this Mexican truck called the Panadero, and we would pick whatever we wanted, and I would always pick a pumpkin empanada. So that's what we are making today, one of my childhood favorites, and I will be right back to go over the ingredients with you. The very first thing we are going to need is pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon, pumpkin puree, vanilla, brown sugar, and that is all in this bowl if you can see. And then we're going to go over that. The rest of the items are white sugar, 1 egg, a 1/4 cup milk, a 1/4 cup softened butter, flour, and salt and baking powder. And that is it. So the very first thing I want to do is mix the filling for the empanada. I got a cup of pumpkin puree in there, and I've got the 2 tablespoons of brown sugar and the 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice and the 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon and a little dash of vanilla. I want to mix this very well, and then we're going to let it sit while we make our dough. This is the filling, and this is yummy. Now, the recipe called for 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, but I put a tablespoon and a half. And if you want it a little sweeter, you can put 2 tablespoons. But when I was growing up and I was a young girl, I remember buying them, and they were never really sweet. The pumpkin inside was just perfect and very lightly sweetened. So I'll continue stirring, and then we're going to set this aside. Now in this bowl I have a 1/4 cup of just whole milk, a little teaspoon, a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla paste, and 1 egg. And I'm just going to scramble this all together just to get it well combined before we put it into the flour mixture. Just mix that little vanilla in. Now in the recipe you can use just vanilla extract, but I didn't have any, and I'm using vanilla bean paste, so it's going to take a little while to blend it in, but it'll be fine. Either one. The other one is actually easier, but I'm out. Now I've got a 1.5 cups of flour in there, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We're going to get that all in there, and then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar. And then I'm going to whisk this very well. So I want to do it for a couple of minutes because I want the baking powder and the salt to be well blended. And then we're going to add the butter lastly, and that will be it. So we're all done mixing, and it was about 2 minutes. Now what we're going to do is add the 1/4 cup of softened butter, and of course my hands are going to get messy. I'm just going to use the good old hands, and I'm just going to start blending it in, and then we are going to roll them out on a lightly floured surface. But remember, we still have to add our milk mixture, and that'll be last. Once the butter's all combined, like in little crumbles, then we'll add the milk. So the butter is all combined. I'm going to put in that milk mixture, and there it is. And now my hands are going to get really sticky, but I'll wash them after, so it's going to be fine. It's going to be a little sticky, and it's going to form into a dough. Now if you want to use kitchen gloves, you can, but there's nothing like the good old hands, right? So I will be back and show you the ball of dough and after my hands are washed. Okay, so here it is. I'm just going to show you kind of what the dough ball looks like, and we are going to separate it now. You're going to need flour. I have some here. And we're going to just pull out whatever size you want. Let's see, we'll try this one. Just going to roll it into a ball and then just lightly flour it, and then just roll it out into a circle. You want it in just to a circle. Kind of like you're making tortillas, but we're making empanadas, and we're going to fill these little tortilla. And you want them, they don't have to be completely round because we're going to crimp the edges. So let me see how big I want to make this one. Maybe that's good right there. Okay, so what you're going to do is grab it. I have parchment paper on a cookie sheet. Okay, so I got about a tablespoon in there, and I'm going to fold it over. Now I'm gonna, remember, I'm just folding over and pressing, folding over and pressing, folding over and pressing, and it's just making a little indent. Yeah, I gotta turn it sideways a little bit to finish this end. And it's not going to be perfect. It's just to seal the edges so that it cooks. And there it is. You could go back and press it down, which is fine. And there you have it. I'm going to continue rolling, and I will be back when they're all done. So if you want to do the fork, you would just not do the pinching. But even though I did the pinching, you can still do the fork on top if you want this look here. So I just showed you the fork method, and there you have it. So now I've got an egg here that I just scrambled, and we're going to do an egg wash, but I just wanted to point this one out. Sometimes you're going to get a crack in some of them, but don't worry about it. I mean, it's just, how do you say it, aesthetically, it's not going to look beautiful. But that's, you know what, that's the one you're gonna eat right away.
It's one into your belly, doesn't matter.
Yeah, and these other ones will be for your guests. If you want to show off, these will be the pretty ones. So I'm just gonna keep doing egg wash over every one of them because it's gonna leave a beautiful golden brown top. And I've got my oven on to 375 right now, and it's gonna take about 19 or 20 minutes to cook these. So just take your time and get all the egg over the top because you'll want that beautiful brown shine. And this is a dough. I have about 3 empanada recipes, and I'm always trying new ones. And this one I got from TikTok, and I tried it, and I really like the masa dough because some of the empanada recipes, you've got to do this whole yeast dough, which is way more difficult and time consuming. This one came together so fast. You were with me and you saw how fast it was put together. So this could be one of yours to try out. Let me know what you think in the comments after you try this. And I've got to let you know that I have a TikTok channel. You just want to go to my shorts. I'm filming TikToks every other day. So if you want to follow Maria's Kitchen and see me more often and see what I'm up to, because I'm always trying new recipes, old recipes, family recipes, other people's recipes. So I'm going to continue egg washing. We're going to put it in the oven, and oh, stay tuned because you have to come back because this will be done in just a little bit, and I'm going to show you. And here they are. Look at how beautiful. Let me see. It made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I made them different sizes, so you can make them small or big, and they're going into the oven. Back in 19 minutes. Here they are. Oh my God, look how pretty they are, and look how beautiful they puffed up. Now what we're going to do is just pick them up and put them on this cookie rack just to cool off, and then we're going to eat them. Oh my goodness. Look at, I just want to let you know, I'm always about saving money. These are like almost $2.50 to $3 at the bakery. So look at, how much is this? 9 times 3, $27. you're saving, and you have all healthy and ingredients that you put in yourself, and you're not having this weird other stuff that they put in their food. So look at that. How beautiful are these Mexican little beautiful treats. We'll be right back after they cool off. It's time to cut, but normally we never cut it. We just pick it up and start eating it from the end. But I'm gonna cut this one because I want you to see. Let's look inside and look at the pumpkin. And here it is. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? I am going to just grab this one, and you know, look, this is what I'm going to do. This is exactly how I used to eat them when I was a kid. And thank you so much. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for spending time with me on Maria's Kitchen. I'm on my second one. So you've got to try this. You've got to share it with friends, and you're going to love this. And I want you to put in the comments how you like it. And I will see you next week. And I'm going to show the scripture of the day, and it's right after we close out. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. You know, there's seasons in life: rain, sun, fall, winter, summer. Today it's raining, and I love the rain. And I'm walking through the rain, just smelling the clean air. I want to say a prayer with you today. Today is the day that the Lord hath made, and I will rejoice in it. Yes, rejoice in it, whether you're going through difficulty, whether you're at the top of the hill and feeling amazing, like everything's working out. God is the God of both seasons. He promised that He would never leave you or forsake you. He promised that He's the one that sticks closer to you than a brother. He is the Father of all comfort, and He will comfort you in whatever you're going through. And today I just want to give you a little, a challenge. That today, if you're at the top of the hill, I want you to go find somebody that's at the bottom of the hill, and I want you to go and encourage them and lift them up, and have a good day. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever.